Can you start by telling me how you got to Des Moines Water Works?
Well, I'm a Des Moines native. Then I moved away for a period of time, and while I was working in Chicago, I saw an ad for an engineer in Des Moines. Came back 35 years ago, and I guess the rest is history.
10 years ago, there were 12 agencies that received water from different water treatment plants.
We sold water wholesale to communities like the city of Urbandale since 1934. We built 2 treatment plants in addition to the one we're in today, and we started providing wholesale water to about 1/5 of the state's population.
West Des Moines takes a lot of pride. We do a great job at West Des Moines Water Works. We'd always been so independent. And while we purchased water from Des Moines, we kind of had prided ourselves a bit on our independence.
Many of those communities had contributed capital for us to build the other 2 treatment plants.
And that financial model, for the longest time, didn't give the suburbs, including West Des Moines, credit for that purchase capacity.
They didn't own anything, and they didn't have any governance responsibility or authority. There was real interest in having a seat at the table.
Can you tell us a little bit about that shift and that change to get to where we are today?
Absolutely. We were working on water quality challenges pretty aggressively, fighting with upstream landowners, trying to get them to implement conservation practices. There was legislation introduced to eliminate our water board. That was the catalyst to say, okay, let's take a different approach.
I come from a belief that regionalization makes sense in most cases.
And let's try to get all the communities together. Let's try to create a regional entity that will ensure resiliency for the long term.
In July of 2020, there were 4 trustees that were meeting regularly just to talk.
And we met once, twice a week for a year and really hammered out all the details, the positions that we had and where we were going to go.
I knew I had to be a part of this when I learned what everyone was doing. I was actually working in staffing in the oil and gas industry, and I was recruited into water as the chief operating officer of a different regional water utility in North Dakota. When I learned about Central Iowa Water Works, I realized how much people were contributing to the regional cause. It takes a lot of trust for this many member agencies to come together, combine these resources, and really join into this kind of effort.
This journey to look at whether we continue to be independent or come together has been a really robust conversation.
Throughout all of that process, there was a comfort level to let that microgroup put something together. After 18 months, produced what's called an outcomes report, and that was a framework.
We shared that out with everyone else as kind of a first draft and let them respond to that. We took advantage of the small group to really have the tough conversations.
A lot of the success that we've seen with regionalization is having the right people at the table.
I think what drives me in this model is being an example to other areas in the United States that this is truly a regionalization and not a consolidation.
They were not easy conversations to have. A lot of times we would walk away from meetings like, we're not going to get there. But I think you had people at the table that looked to find solutions. How are we going to make it work, not how we're going to make it fail?
Here in Iowa, we have source water quality challenges. We have the rising cost of infrastructure. We have natural disasters. We want to meet those challenges together, cooperatively, instead of independently and alone. It was something that really needed to be done. We needed regional governance of water supply in the Des Moines Metro if we were going to be sustainable for the long term.
Now we've come together where these 12 agencies have ownership of these plants. They get to make the big decisions together.
Together we are stronger, and when the document was actually filed with the Iowa Secretary of State on April 11th, I felt a lot of pride.
People said it couldn't be done. And bringing a dozen communities together is easily one of the proudest moments of my career.